talent is spread equally throughout the universe. Opportunity is not. And the problem is connecting the opportunities to the talent that's out there. There's no closed economy anywhere. Business at the corner says, I need employees. And that's critical to not only sustaining the business, but growing it. That's the reality. The city and the county are coming back. It's huge, and it's only huge if we continue to make sure that the students at this college, people in Detroit and Wayne County, in our neighborhoods, get a chance to share in the opportunities that are so critical. We have to keep working and make sure that that happens, creating opportunities for people who only need opportunity.
WCCCD, where learning leads to a better life.
Welcome to Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences.
As an honor student at DAS, I can compete with anyone.
Our students have performed on a national stage, including The Ellen Show, America's Got Talent, and Disney World. Here at Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences, we offer a dynamic curriculum infused with the arts, science, and technology.
In the fall, I'll be studying opera at Claflin University.
DAS, we are Detroit's premier arts academy.
You're watching the Church Network TV, Detroit, Wayne County.
I'm home, you're home in Detroit City. There's no place like home. Just tell me what you need. It's all right here, in Detroit. Don't matter what it is, it's all right here. Oh.
Sheila Grant here for another episode of Art Detroit. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be in the circus? Well, today I'm going to get to find out. I'm at the Detroit Fly House Circus School located in the Eastern Market, and I'm super excited, but I'm also a little nervous. Today I'm going to do some trapeze, aerial art, and acrobatics. Circus performing is the latest art craze to hit Detroit, and I want to see what all the excitement's about. Let's go inside. Wish me luck.
Aerial dance and aerial acrobatics are movement art. So we can really portray a story through that during our showcases or during our performances. We try to take a little bit of what's trying to be conveyed and match music and motion to whatever feeling we're trying to provide. I'm Veronica. I'm one of the instructors and performers here at the Detroit Fly House. I teach classes, I teach aerial, I teach hula hoop, and I teach acrobatics. Wrap your legs from around the outside. We're going to swirl all the way around. And then I'm going to put my second foot right on this. I'm going to put that foot on, and I'm going to push it to the side. So we're going to sit like an L. The Detroit Fly House has been around for about 9 years. We've been performing the whole time, teaching classes. We have hundreds of people. Our classes sell out every session, so it's a really fun place to come hang out. Push towards the door. Sit in the L, and you're doing it with a big smile. First trick. Most people have heard of Eastern Market, and they'll come and they understand that we're right here, so it provides a familiar location for them. You'll see during market days, we'll have the doors open whenever we can, and people will stop in, we'll see them peeking.
I came here walking to the Eastern Market at one Saturday, and the doors were open. We could see what they're doing here, and I ended up here. Sure. My first time flying was a private with my friend Carrie and my daughter. We came here, we were afraid. We went out, all the emotions high, smiling. It was amazing.
I don't have to jump up into him. I need to roll forward with my knees. So here we go. I need to keep looking forward and keep my chest up without bending.
They show you, you ask you to do it, and you're doing it, and it works, and you're just proud of yourself.
My role here at the Detroit Fly House is a teacher and a performer. So for me, juggling and everything, just doing your own thing, is just it's just fun, and when people are impressed by what you do, because it's weird. It's not like a normal thing anybody does.
We provide circus for everybody. There's nobody, no body type that doesn't fit circus. There's no activity level that doesn't fit. If you want to come in and have a good time, we will be able to show you moves that suit you, that are fun for you. Some people come for a workout. Some people come to hang out with their friends. Some people want to perform, and we'll turn you into a performer. We really provide a friendly environment for everybody to come and play. So use this hand and pull straight up. Yep. Cross it over your ankle. Yep, and then we're going to go pinky toe side in. Knee is up, and then you're going to reach up and stand straight up on that. Yep. Yes. And then you're going to lean to the right. Yes. Okay. You can slide and then reach out. You do. Yes.
However you look, whatever age step you have, they make you fly. They make you have a really good experience. They make you feel good about your body.
Oh yeah. And really lean. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And we'll spin you the other way. In any group, you might have a student that wants to do something very close to the top, and they want to do a drop and be very exciting. And then the next person in line thinks, that's really not my show. And we'll provide the option to just, here's another skill that works the same way, very close to the ground. So our instructors here, I think, are really good at parsing out what each person is here for individually and where their skill level is, and working right from there to keep everybody feeling safe.
You're getting more confident because you're coming here, see these people doing their performance in the circus, and you think, oh no, that's nothing for me, I can't do that. And then it's your turn, and you do it, and you're driving home and you're proud of yourself.
I'm home, you're home in Detroit City. There's no place like home.
You're watching the Church Network TV, Detroit, Wayne County.
Dream of Detroit. Dream of Detroit Street Fair.
Dream of Detroit August Street Fair. This is our second year holding the festival. We are happy to have more than 60 vendors out with us today, a basketball tournament. The Huda Clinic is giving away free health assessments. The Urban Garden down the street is allowing people to pick veggies and fruits and grill them, and giving demos on gardening and farming. We got the Detroit Repertory Theater hosting performances and sneak plays of their upcoming season in their lot. This is just a chance for our community to come out, the community of Muslims in Detroit, the folks who worship at the Muslim Center Mosque and Community Center, and the folks in this neighborhood and in the city, across the whole city, to come out, celebrate a good day, celebrate the revival, the comeback of this neighborhood, and do business with each other and be around each other and happiness and peace.
The programs presented or submitted by members of our community The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of your cable provider, Channel 20, Wayne County, or the Church Network TV.
I'm home, you're home in Detroit City. There's no place like home. Just tell me what you need. It's all right here in Detroit. Don't matter what it is, it's all right here. Oh.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there's no greater honor than to have a work, especially as an artist, be in the Detroit Institute of Arts. I mean, it's a world-renowned museum. To know as a student that I would visit here frequently, and then now to have work here is pretty incredible. You know, and I pinch myself daily.
So Jenny, I'm so excited to be here at your Deciphered exhibit at the DIA. You want to show me through the exhibit?
Yes, welcome Sheila.
Perfect.
Deciphered is an exhibit that I spent 3 years working on. And actually my first picture was Trick Trick.
That's this one here?
Yes. First and foremost, this is a photography exhibit. So the flow of the photographs have to make sense together. In many cases, we just did what photographs look best, you know, that complemented each other.
How many pictures total?
There's 81 photographs total in the exhibit. I actually did 100, but the original wish list was 50. And then as I went along, it was very hard to narrow it down because there's so many people that are so important. I had always been a fan of like rock and roll and Motown, and noticed a lot of those photographs were in museum archives, but hip hop is not. So I thought creating this bodywork would be a valuable asset. And I've always been inspired by Detroit. A journalist that interviewed me for Heart Soul Detroit, a book I did a couple years ago, had said a quote about Detroit has a way of calling their children home. I think this magnet, I don't know exactly what it is, but you can't deny the power of Detroit. For me, it's like a muse. Like all my projects have been Detroit-centered. Because for me, I find there's so much magic and wonder here in the city, and as an artist, I just want to capture that some way. I wanted it to feel like Detroit. I wanted it to feel like the artists. And I also wanted to show our city that hadn't really been seen. For a photographer, there's no better genre of music to photograph, because it's such a fun group of people to photograph because they're creative, they get it, you know, they get the artistic license, the process. So they want to make the best picture possible. Detroit's hip hop is really unique in the fact that it takes from a lot of different genres. Like it takes from, you know, funk, it takes from Motown, it takes from techno. I think because of that, Detroit has a more eclectic, kind of unique sound. I'm an advertising and commercial photographer, so I'm very used to producing shoots. So for these shots, they may look simple, but there's actually a lot of thought. You know, you have to think about the location, coordinating with the artist's time. You know, how do you want them to look in their portrait? Like, is it, you know, their clothing styling? If it's women, it's like the hair and the makeup, and even the men, like what hat do I wear? The car culture in Detroit is so important. So, you know, getting the right American car to the decade. So there's a lot of little things that kind of, you know, it's just part of the production. It wasn't a stretch to do this.
Okay. Are you still in the meantime doing your commercial and advertising photography?
Oh yeah, I have to, because that's what funds these passion projects. I didn't receive a grant or anything to do this work, or generally any of my passion projects I don't, just because the grant process is such a long process. I always feel like by the time I get the grant, I could have been done with the work. So I really approached this exhibit more academic. Like, I really became a student of hip hop, which was pretty incredible. So, you know, not only as an artist learning about hip hop, I learned a lot about race and like the political kind of, I guess, arena that this music lives in. Only like when you delve into projects like this, it's like you're throwing yourself into like this new world.
Tell me about this, who these people are, what it means, how you had the vision to pull this picture together.
If I were to have few pictures of women in this exhibit, I was going to have the strongest ones possible.
Sure, absolutely.
So I thought you couldn't really get any stronger than women activists, you know, or just women in general. Because for me, like, I don't think there's anything more beautiful or powerful as a group of women standing together for the common cause of something positive. The Black Lives Matter, this was important for me to do too, because I felt like it was the contrast of eras, where this is of today and this is from the 60s. And really it's, in a sense, it's like the same argument, you know, the same problem, but just in a different time. Art is reflective of the times, so it's important to do that as an artist, to make sure your art is reflective of the era that, you know, you document.
Absolutely.
During this process, I wanted the pictures to feel like the artist, so I asked them, like, where would you like your picture taken and why? And I really worked with the person, you know, as how they would like their photograph taken. So I feel like together we created something for Detroit that's very representative of the city.
Spring fever is happening at Joe Porter's Menswear with boys 4-piece suit bundle. Suit, shirt, tie, and shoes starting at $89.99. Stay cool and looking good with the boys' best set starting at $29.99. You need it? We have it at Joe Porter's Menswear. Fantastic deals on kids' gabardine overcoats. Now just $89.99. And Joe Porter's famous suit bundles starting at an incredible $189.99. Suit, shirt, tie, and shoes at Joe Porter's Menswear on Gratiot at Shane. Call 313-568-2033.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Merritt, and I'm one of the partners.
David Merritt, also part owner of Narrowway Cafe.
I'm Sabrina Swain, and I am part owner as well as general manager.
So the Narrowway Cafe is all about creating a stress-free environment for our community. It was birthed out of the Straight Gate International Church, where my dad is founder and bishop. Last year sometime, we turned our church bookstore into a part store cafe, which was called the Narrowway Cafe, and just had a great response from our membership. Loved our quality of product, loved the atmosphere. We're selling tons of coffee, drinks, and smoothies before and after service, and we wanted to actually extend that service and that quality to the community.
We have dessert in baked good form as well as dessert in liquid form.
Being an entrepreneur in the city of Detroit is special. So being able to offer that and give the community something that they did not have.
Our address is 19331 Livernois Ave. So if someone wants to host an event or have a group meeting or something here, they can absolutely contact us.
Drinking coffee is one of the most fellowship experiences that one could have. So 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., come check us out and come find out what the Narrowway is all about.
Just tell me what you need. It's alright here, in Detroit. Don't matter what it is, it's alright here. Oh.
I don't really like to be called a blogger. I like to be called a content creator because I actually write. I'm not just posting pictures that are pretty. I'm talking about issues that matter. So I got started blogging in 2013. I thought blogging was kind of glamorous and it was cool to do, not really thinking that just by being me, it was gonna create this whole like movement. I got hurt at work. I hurt my knee and my back and my elbow, and I was just in bed, just sulking. It was bad. I was in a lot of pain. So I started an Instagram page, and I figured out what hashtags were. It was a plus-size model hashtag. I clicked on it, and I saw this model blogger. Her name's Essie Golden, and she just was like, this picture where she was killing it because she was so fierce. I'm just like, I can do that too. The name Beauty and the Muse came out of nowhere. Like literally, I didn't even think about it. It just was like Beauty and the Muse. Okay, that's the name. Wow. Then I started taking like ridiculously grainy photos, bad fashion, the most random thing you can ever like think to wear. I put that on and rock it like I was just the stuff. People are like, oh my God, like you're so inspiring. You're black, you're fat, and you're Muslim, and you're like educated. Like wow. And I'm getting like fangirl messages from everybody, from Asia and Africa, like, you know, we've never seen someone like you before.
Got how many followers now?
It ranges from like hundreds to thousands. I run 4 social media accounts, which is pretty hectic. It's a lot. Everybody wants followers, right? Because people equate the number of followers you have to your right and your value. And that was me at one point. The moment that I stopped caring was the moment that I started getting followers. Okay. The moment that I was like, you know what? I'm doing dope stuff and I write about things that matter. Okay. And I feel really good about the projects that I have done and what I've accomplished. I don't really care anymore. I'm just gonna keep doing it because this is like what I like to do. Right. And I swear to God, at that moment, people started really digging it.
Say sets you apart? Surely there's other people who do what you do.
I don't really compete or worry about what people do in my field because that doesn't, at the end of the day, help me. Right. But what sets me apart from like other bloggers would be that I'm an artist first and a business person second, even though I have a business degree, and it should be the other way around. I'm not an advertising blogger. I'm not an advertising company. Right. And bloggers that do that, that's cool, but I'm not falling over a brick or a log to get you to sponsor me. Yeah. And like I said before, it's ups and downs to that because I don't make a lot of money from it, right? But when I do get a campaign, it's an amazing campaign.
And what are some major publications that you've been a part of, and how did those projects come up?
Yeah, so I've been featured in Marie Claire UK, 17 Mag, their Instagram page. So that was big because I was very into 17 magazine when I was younger. Okay. Like they never had anyone who looked like me. It was amazing to be an almost 30-year-old woman being featured. So I was just like, wow, like
that's gotta be groundbreaking.
That's cool. It was. I'm just like, wow, that's so cool. I've been featured in BuzzFeed twice. Okay. Huffington Post 3 times, okay. Yahoo Style, Bustle, like editors or people who like working for these companies, and they, I guess, follow my work. And so when an opportunity arises, they'll be like, hey, feature her. That's how usually it happens. I'm referred by somebody who just follows me, okay, who has influence with these publications.
So you spoke to me recently about an award that you won. So tell me what that was, how that came about, what came along with winning the award, and what that means to you.
It's still like, it's overwhelming to even think about it. There's this foundation called the Kresge Foundation. They do a lot of fellowships for artists in the city and in Michigan. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I wanted them to be like blown away. Like, I wanted to grab them by the collar and I want them to be shooken up a little bit. So I started off super raw, super hard, super dynamic, just opened myself up to them, and as an artist, a true artist. They sent me an email saying that I didn't win the Kregsky Fellowship, but you won the Gilda Award. And I'm just like, oh my God. That they thought like my work, and this is like not pictures, because I always get accolades for my photos. Like, oh, she's so pretty, she's so photogenic. This was strictly my words.
That means
it's so much more, it's so much more. So this is like the biggest accolade or accomplishments.
Do you get money to support your art? What does that mean?
The Gilda Award, it's a small art grant so that you can kind of fund your creative passions and endeavors. So mine is like traveling to other states, putting Detroit on the map, and being like, hey, you know, there's some dope artists here. You know, I'm African American, I'm fat, I'm Muslim, and I do art, I live art, I breathe it, it's me. And I'm also, you know, I'm a Detroiter.
Tell me, what are some of the top 3 things that you would tell young women who are reading 17, like that age demographic?
I actually wrote an article or an essay about that, a letter to my younger self, where I kind of dropped that knowledge, because there's a lot of stuff that I wish somebody would have told me. The first thing that I would tell them is that you have to be comfortable with who you are, because who else is going to be comfortable with you if you're not comfortable with you? You have to kind of be self-centered. And not like self-centered where it's like arrogant, I don't care about myself, selfish, but self-centered. Like I am centering myself in this space. I am here, I'm strong, I'm confident, and I will be respected as such. Another thing is to be original. With social media, a lot of people are fake or they're copycats of somebody else. Be inspired by somebody and take that inspiration and make it to your own situation. And the third thing is to support your fellow women. That's lacking, I think, right now. If someone has beautiful lipstick on like yourself, girl, that color is amazing on you. A lot of times we're scared to speak to each other. We're scared to do anything with each other. If you see her struggling, support her, because we all need support. Like, I need support still. I do think like mentors are definitely important. So if you do want to do something like blogging or modeling or writing or anything you want to do, find someone who's in your field, because that's definitely going to help you. They're going to kind of steer you and guide you. Even if it's not someone in your field, but let's say like I'm a writer, I know DJs or people who sing or people who dance. I also get inspiration and I guess mentorship from them. We might not do the same thing, but we are in the creative field. Figure out what it is you want to do, and is this a hobby or do you want to make this a career? Like what are the current trends for blogging? You know, what is my niche? It's finding your niche and finding your voice.
Right.
And then patience and diligence.
I'm home, you're home in Detroit City. There's no place like home. Just tell me what you need.
You got some big issues. You got some big stuff hanging out in your life. Let me see you.
However, we are not in bodily peril. Like Nicodemus, no one will kill us from coming out.
Yours. He discovered, as we do, that you don't get to Rome the way you thought you would. He thought he was going to get...
That this man that was crippled is now miraculously walking and leaping.
Come on, lift your hands, we get ready to transition. Get the Shaka. The atmosphere is charged for miracles.
I'm Micaiah, and I am here with the lovely Mrs. Etta Lai. How are you?
We're the only people that don't honor those who come before us.